Today we're taking a deep dive into maximalist hypertrophy. What is that, in my opinion? Training every muscle from every possible angle imaginable, taking yourself to failure, throwing the entire kitchen sink in regards to your training. High intensity, good form, and overall well-roundedness in your program. Let's break it down. Maximalist hypertrophy. The philosophy simply is more is more. The more I pour in, the more I will get out. As we know, studies reveal that the more volume you do in your training correlates to higher amounts of muscle growth. There is a point of diminishing returns, even a point where you can train a bit too much in accordance to your body's adaptability, capability, and you're actually overtraining. But that's another topic on its own. As I stated in the beginning, maximalist hypertrophy has three main traits: training intensity, variability in movement patterns, as well as more is more. Now, when it comes to training with intensity, you're only ever going to grow skeletal muscle tissue if you take your reps 0 to 1 reps shy of failure. In my opinion, if you're a beginner, you train with 0 reps left in the tank. Now, as you get more advanced, that may slightly be less beneficial, because advanced lifters, they're advanced for a reason. They can lift the heaviest weight there is available in the gym, so that naturally the output is going to be more fatiguing. However, if you're a beginner, I always recommend train to failure all the time, because again, you're weak. You don't know how to train to failure and moderate and adjust that intensity. Because when we delve into RPE, I'd say leave that to the powerlifters. Bodybuilding, forget about RPE. As I stated in the beginning, maximalist hypertrophy has three main traits: training intensity, variability in movement patterns, as well as more is more. Now, when it comes to training with intensity, you're only ever going to grow skeletal muscle tissue if you take your reps 0 to 1 reps shy of failure. In my opinion, if you're a beginner, you train with 0 reps left in the tank. Now, as you get more advanced, that may slightly be less beneficial, because advanced lifters, they're advanced for a reason. They can lift the heaviest weight there is available in the gym, so that naturally the output is going to be more fatiguing. However, if you're a beginner, I always recommend train to failure all the time, because again, you're weak. You don't know how to train to failure and moderate and adjust that intensity. Because when we delve into RPE, I'd say leave that to the powerlifters. Bodybuilding, forget about RPE. RPE, you get to that stage when you're more advanced, you can adjust and sort of moderate your exercise selection as it pertains. Not as it pertains, you can moderate it in however manner you like. Second training principle is a multitude and variety of movement patterns. You're not just doing the flat horizontal bench press, you're doing incline. You might even do dips as well as the decline bench, obviously not in one session, adjusted to your preferences and what you can tolerate. However, you train every single muscle from various angles. You're not just doing seated hamstring curls, you're doing lying hamstring curls. You're not just doing stiff-legged deadlifts, you're doing Romanian deadlifts. You are hitting and making sure each and every single fiber is hit, nailed down to the T. Third training principle is volume. You're still pushing the pace even at your most fatigued. Drop sets, supersets, rest pause sets. You're pushing it more. Essentially squeezing as much juice out of the lemon as possible. Marginal gains are maximized. However, it's not all dandy. It's not all sweet and rose petals and sunshine and whatever positive adjective I can come up with. No, it's not that. That is not the case. Number one reason why maximalist hypertrophy gets talked down upon is fatigue, the fatigue aspects. Now, as you know, most people are not gonna have or dedicate 3 to 4 hours in the gym. Some may only have 45 minutes, some may only have an hour 30. So doing that many sets, as well as having other lifestyle factors compounding, you're not going to recover well because you still have work. You might potentially have kids if you're of that age, 30 to 40. You may still be in school trying to revise for your exams, or you're just trying to climb the corporate ladder and you're not trying to be sleeping in the office or feel lethargic. No. That is where I see most people have a problem with it. It's difficult to track that many exercises, and it may feel a bit redundant to a certain extent because you start to lose focus. As I learn from, I'd really just say at least recently or 2 to 3 months ago, have three to maybe even 6 key lifts that you really want to get strong at, and make sure you stay consistent for 6 to 12 months, even 2 years. Those 3 to 5 key lifts never leave your program. The rest, accessories, you can mix and match every now and again, but I'd agree to an extent having that many exercises, because some exercises, let's say isolations, I'll give a good example of face pulls. If you just do a wide grip row on a machine, your rear delts are adequately hit, so that renders a face pull quite unnecessary, and that additional volume may not be as beneficial, because I've seen people that strictly train barbell rows and with various grips. I'm talking about close grip, wide grip. Their rear delts are quite noticeable. In addition, you may see people that only need a flat dumbbell bench press, as well as a horizontal machine chest press to grow their pecs. Some people may need another exercise of dips to see more growth, but that's tailored to the individual. Drawback number 4 or 5, I would say it becomes difficult to train to failure the longer the workout becomes. Earlier in the workout, you're focused, you have more intention. You know your proximity to failure has to be 0 to 1 RIR at the bare minimum. But now, when you're just throwing in a set of bicep curls, it's a bit too easy to forget that, oh, let me just train this as intensely as I would chest or back or any other big muscle. That's where isolations take the brunt of maximalist approach if you don't program them at the front of your workout. Most people don't, and I can understand why. They're the smaller muscle, but if they are a priority, train them with intensity, just like you would your legs, hamstrings, chest, back, the whole shebang. You become much more, or let me say, less prone to injury because you are hitting as much in every single muscle, like your lower back, your lower lats, your abs, your abductors. You're less prone to a strain unless it's due to bad technique, terrible form, different tempo, or just doing too much on a new exercise way too soon than your body could handle. Aside from that, if you take a maximalist approach, you will be safeguarded from injuries 90% of the time, so long as your technique is appropriate. Say benefit I'd like to elaborate on is training just becomes more fun when you take a maximalist approach. I'm the type of guy that loves doing more and more and more. So in terms of an enjoyability standpoint, maximalist hypertrophy training just aligns more with me and what I'd like. Some people may just prefer doing the minimalist approach. One, maybe two all out sets for everything. Me, 3 to 4 sets. Some people may not even say that's high. But when you do it for most exercises, then people will look at you sideways and think you're doing a bit too much. No. You can just simply enjoy it. And when you enjoy your training, so long as you progressively overload, get stronger, use good form, you will gain adequate muscle in the long term. Tell me what you guys think, whether you're a minimalist or a maximalist. Wow, the Quadfather will be back soon.